So apparently there's been a growing sentiment that quarterback Kirk Cousins, former Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins, might reunite with the Minnesota Vikings again. My question is, why? 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 Have you not learned? Have any of you not learned? Come on. Have you not learned your lesson already? Have you not learned your lesson from the 6 years that you've watched Kirk Cousins play in a Minnesota Vikings uniform? You already know what he brings to the table, all right? So you should know that, respectfully, that's not an option. That's not an option. How can you say that you want what's best for the team and want to move forward? I swear, we're like the only team, or at least one of the only teams, that always goes backwards to the older players, you know? Why not take a step forward? How can you want what's best for the team? How can you want to move forward and truly progress successfully if you're always having 1 foot back? How can you step through the door to the future when you always have 1 foot behind you in the past, 1 foot back, 1 foot before the threshold? Why? And how, too? That's another good question. How? And in all honesty, I mean, Kirk Cousins, I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback, but if he's on your team, expect your team to be mediocre at best, okay? I'm sorry, the guy only has 1 playoff win in his career, okay? I'm pretty sure, at least. And, man, we should have learned our lesson already. It's almost like when this team wants to take a half step forward, we end up taking 6 steps back. Or like, let's say, a couple steps forward and, 6 steps back, you know? It's just, keep moving forward. Look toward the future. We cannot dwell on the past. A past, by the way, which didn't bring us much of anything. So, look toward the future. There are so many better quarterbacks, okay? I'd take Kyler Murray over Kirk Cousins at this point. I would. In the past, I would have said, I'd take Kirk Cousins over Kyler Murray. Now, I'd take Kyler Murray over Kirk Cousins in terms of being a Viking. Okay? In the past, I will admit, I would have said that I would take Kyler Murray. I would have said that I would have taken Kirk Cousins over Kyler Murray, that I'd take him over Kyler Murray. But now, I would take Kyler Murray over Kirk Cousins. I would not take Kirk Cousins over Kyler Murray at this point. And people talk a lot about, he could mentor J.J. McCarthy, this and that. I don't think Kirk has that in mind. When he wants to go to a team, he usually wants big money and to be the franchise quarterback. Both things that the Vikings do not have in store for him and do not have in mind for him. So I don't think this will be a choice that he wants. Regardless of how much he misses playing with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, if he'll still be on the team, and so on and so forth. I don't see it happening, and I don't think it should happen. Why not have some sentiment for some other skillful players who are still young, still mobile, like Kyler Murray's young and mobile, at least decently young, and he's very mobile of a quarterback, and he'll have Justin Jefferson. Why, at this point, would you take Kirk Cousins over him or over anyone else? Man, I'd even take Derek Carr or, let's say, just anyone decently young, anyone mobile, but also with veteran presence that's actually willing to help out the young quarterbacks. Or in our case, it's one young quarterback we're really looking at to be a starter, but you know what I mean. But no, not Kirk Cousins. Not Kirk Cousins. You should have learned your lesson. Okay, we saw him play for 6 years. 6 years should be more than enough for you to know who you have in a quarterback. And we already know who we had. And we do not want him back. Okay? There should be no sentiment at all regarding this situation. There should be some for Kyler Murray or someone else. But no, not Kirk Cousins. Okay? That ship has sailed. Okay? We already figured out how that is. Okay? Honestly, just no. You've learned your lesson. You should have learned your lesson already. Okay? It was 6 years. 6 years of him playing. You should know at this point that he's not the right fit for the Vikings anymore.